The Vikings defense looked terrifying. Tell us what it was like on the field. What were they doing so well?
Yeah, I mean, it's a Brian Flores defense. You know you're going to be getting a lot of pressures, a lot of looks, and bluffs off those looks and all kinds of crazy stuff. So he did a great job. They did a good job. Those guys over there play hard, and we just weren't on our details enough to be able to execute some of those things and take advantage of some of the looks when we were able to, diagnose what was coming. It's like, man, it seems like every time we were ahead of it, they'd, knock the ball down the line of scrimmage or something like that. And so many of those tip passes and things like that. So just got to be on our details a little more, and we will.
I think maybe my favorite play was when you dove on that fumble. that was a quick reaction.
That's a bummer of a favorite play, though. That tells you a lot about where we were at offensively. But yeah, no, I know. But yeah, that's the. Yeah, glad I was there able to get that one. But yeah, certainly wish there was more plays out there for you to like.
Yeah, well, I like the one where you juked the guy on the sideline
thank
too.
you.
That was a good
appreciate
one, too. Yeah, but, okay, but is this something that you worry about? Like other teams are gonna, I think a lot of fans think that the Vikings got after him, so that's the formula from now on. But you get a chance to fix it and everything. Did it when you got in film? Was it like, oh yeah, this is I don't want to say an easy fix, but you see it much more clearly.
Yeah, no, I do think you learn a lot when you watch the film, and you make those adjustments. And it is, I mean, over and over again, whether it's a good game or a bad game, there's so many things on tape that you're saying, man, we can be just a little better here or there, and really make huge waves down the line of the game in terms of what that outcome's going to be. And so, certainly some stuff that we can fix. But every team is going to look at what works and try to emulate that in some way. It all has to fit to your own identity, though. Right? No team's going to try to reinvent the wheel in the middle of the season. It's just not. Right. That's not a winning formula. And so, understanding that, there's going to be some stuff like, man, we got to show that we can beat the pressure. We got to show that we can beat these zeros and have some answers that way, and invite some of that stuff in some ways, because if a team wants to lay it on the line like that, we have to be able to find ways to capitalize and turn those risks into huge gains for us. And I think we've got great plans for that. And we had great plans for that. It was just about us executing those things a little bit better.
When the week is over, I digest the film from the past week, and then I look at the Atlanta Falcons, who they are on paper first before I watch the film. First thing I say, dang, they blitz the second most in the league. So we're going to have another week where they're going to try to get after you. What have you seen out of the Falcons on film so far? Yeah,
they are. Situationally, they are pressuring, but I think they choose their spots pretty well. I know some of the coaches over there pretty well, and understand kind of how they get their guys to play for them. I mean, they've got some really good dudes over there, and guys are going to play hard. Guys are going to compete, and I mean, like I said, we've got to be able to have answers for some of those looks that they're going to present, some of the stuff, and certain third down windows and the things that they're bringing on certain when they're activating their pressures and which pressures they're activating and things like that, and then be able to adjust. I think that's the thing in this league. I mean, you can try to diagnose and anticipate all these different looks, all these different things that people are going to do, and what they're doing over there, similar to what Flo does, is present different looks and make you diagnose it. But we also have to be able to adapt in the moment. When, hey, at the snap, this is not what we anticipated this being, but let's find a way to make this play come to life. Let's find a way to find the open zones or beat the guy across from us and make these plays positive.
Like you said, adjust, and I think people that I watched games with and stuff, I was like, halftime adjustments. I go, you realize there's only like 5 to 10 minutes that they really have with each other. Without telling, I guess, people everything, what is that communication like when you are trying to make some quick adjustments at halftime?
Yeah, I think the coach has done a good job of getting us some early ideas pretty quickly during halftime, because it is fast. It's real fast. You get in there as fast as you can, and you get situated or whatever, let the coaches have their moment, and then it's presenting kind of, hey, here's what we're thinking. Here are some thoughts that we've had from the first half, some things that we think can hit, and some possible plays that might be coming up, just so you can wrap your brains around, start to kind of plan, and like I said, be able to formulate some plans for what we're anticipating in those looks, but also then, hey, what have we been getting this first half? And I've practiced this play 4 or 5 times this week. but man, we're not getting those looks right now. How are the answers? What are those answers going to look like? And so the coaches being able to get that to us quickly gives us a great opportunity to have those conversations amongst ourselves, so we can go out there and execute those at a high level.
Yep.
In the 13 years since Calvin Johnson's record, only one receiver has gotten close to it. That's you. And I think it's really cool that you're on the same team right now with a receiver who's also pushing to that record. Are you trying to sabotage? No, I'm just kidding. No, but from a receiver who is second all time. That's crazy. In single season receiving yards. What do you see from? Because it's one thing for us to go, oh, JSN does this well, but what do you see him do?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's done a great job of overall the other. Like, you can get into all the intangible things, all the minute details of his game and things like that. But what it comes down to, I think, in the course of this, this year and what our offense has been, is he's maximized those opportunities. There's not a whole lot of times the ball's going his way that he's not making big plays. He's staying on his feet on those, passes down the field. Main guys miss turning chunk plays into touchdowns, making short plays into chunk plays. I mean, he's being able to extend those things out and making most of those opportunities. And, in this league, opportunities multiply as they're seized, and he's doing a great job of that. And it's made it very difficult for people to take him away because he's making contested catches and things like that. And so, yeah, he's done a great job of that.
You know what I love going on the road, because we'll find out when you get a catch, we'll find out exactly how many Seahawk fans because they all say Coop.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool. I mean, you got to love that.
Yeah, no, it is. It's been a really cool thing, and especially, I mean, this year the way that the fans have traveled and taking over stadiums all around the country. It's been really cool to see. Really cool to see, just to be a part of that. Just being on the sidelines of defenses out there, and in another team's stadium, and it's just going crazy. That's a super special thing that has been a staple here for a long, long time, and so very cool to be a part of it.
What's it like being home for the holidays? You're in your home state. I mean, how's that been?
It's cool, but I mean, we you work during the holidays.
Yeah.
You're in here. We'll be in here on Christmas. Where it's a little bit different, So you grow up, and like me, I grew up in one house for my whole life, and so Christmas was always in the same spot, always doing the same thing.
Yep.
And that's just not the reality of how it is here. But I've always had my family, like my wife, my boys have always been around, and so that's how we do Christmas. And wherever we are, we make the absolute most of that, and it's been our thing. So it's been good.
He is Seahawks wide receiver Cooper Kupp, kind enough to join us. I agree with Wyman. It's a good measure. You got to talk to Clint and be like, throw me something early, like second pass, just so on the broad we can get a view of it, because I don't travel, so it makes it's useful.
No, yeah,
You're right.
I'll definitely bring that up.
Thank you so much.
Clint, when you get early, they said we need to get a barometer
Just
for the
say,
fans.
I know
here.
I'm a playmaker, but we really need
It's for the fans.
It's for the fans, yeah.
There you go.
Cooper, we appreciate your time. Thank you
Appreciate
so
you, man.
much.
Of course, thank you guys.
Cody White joining us next.